What's up guys, David Nussbaum at Wheels Boutique here. We are in beautiful sunny Miami, I think. We are in Miami, but I don't know what's going on with the weather today. But anyways, before we get started on a couple of very cool cars that we have here at the shop today, I want to give a couple of shout outs to some very important people. The first shout out is going to my dad. My mother actually called me a couple days ago. She said your dad has been watching every single video that you've been putting out. So it'd be really cool to give him a shout out. So I did want to say thanks Dad for watching. Love you very much. Another shout out goes to some supporters of ours. I had a direct message on Instagram the other day from a woman that said her husband Eric and their 2-year-old daughter Caroline watch our show all the time. It's pretty funny. They're teaching Caroline how to say the words Ferrari and a couple of other cool things. So when I saw that message, I had to give the shout out here on video. Thank you guys so much for the support. Without you guys, we would not be able to do this whole entire channel. So thank you once more. And now to business. So we've got Pet Fred's Porsche 991 GT2 RS. You guys know Pet Fred. If you're in the if you're on Instagram often and you look at supercars, you'll know Pet Fred. This is his pet iguana, is what the license plate says. He usually has a little iguana hanging from there, and it usually has the iguana wrap as well. But he brought it here to Detail Boutique so they can remove the wrap. I'm not sure what he is doing for another wrap or if he's selling the car altogether, but you can kind of see some of the stuff here. It's still got the iguana wrap here. A lot of the pieces have to be removed for the little crevices to be cut out. So the front bumper removal, I'm not sure if he's going to be removing this headlight, but pretty cool to see this car in its natural color. He's got the magnesium wheels that are so highly sought after from Porsche. This is the Weissach package car. True story, when this car came out, everybody that was ordering the Weissach package is supposed to get these wheels, but BBS could not keep up with the demand. So they actually had a shortage and they had to ship out the wheels after the clients already got the car. So this is one of the very few that has it. Super rare wheels, of course. And then you've got some really cool modifications out back here. This gigantic wing. So this is wider than 5'10", and it's from APR Performance. You've got a whole bunch of adjustments that you can make here depending on the track setup that you want to do. Just going around side here, you've got some really cool carbon. I love that. The BBI side sticker on the skirt, which means that it's got the BBI roll cage in there. We do all those installations here. It's got some really cool wind deflectors here as well. This absurd F1 looking side mirror, which is probably my favorite part of the car. I geek out about that stuff, but I love the way he did this. I love this too as well. This is so funny where the tow hook goes. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna ask him what he's doing with that. Next to it, we've got the 991.2 that we've featured on the channel before. This is the GT3 RS. So all of it is 1016 carbon. You've got the hood, the front spoiler. You've got the vents here that make it pop up just as much as the GT2 RS has. Side skirts, mirror, wing. I'm not gonna go over it again. This has over $30, $40, $50,000 worth of carbon on the car, which is absurd. I actually love that. And this is a little piece of, has a little piece of my heart because I own a 997 as well. This is a 997.1 Carrera with some Tech Art wheels in yellow, stick shift. I want to buy this car so bad. This is a friend of the shop. Every time he brings it for various little upgrades, I ask him if the car's for sale. He always shuts me down, says no. This is to me the perfect 997. Coupe, stick shift in yellow. It's got the front splitter that everybody offers or everybody chooses. The front bumper is clean. Everything looks absolutely clean. I really, really love it. But behind us is what I really wanted to talk about today. So this is what I really wanted to show you guys. To my left, we have the Audi R8 V10. To my right, we have the brand new 2021, or is it a 2020? Audi RS6 Avant, the very first RS6 Avant ever to be brought over to the United States, and thank God for that because this thing is an absolute monster. I'll touch on it a little bit more, but this one over here belongs to my buddy Patrick. If you guys ever need any badging or ID cards like that, make sure you check out his website, which is specialistid.com. He does a really good job down here in South Florida. and he's been fortunate enough to bring the Audi R8 to us. So what this bad boy is here for is a slight drop and some H3 wheels. You'll see the H3 wheels a little bit later in this video, but the slight drop I want to talk about now, it's going to be H&R adjustable springs. Now we could have gone with KW adjustable springs, but for this occasion we did H&R just because it had a fuller range of adjustability, and we're not quite sure yet where we want this car to sit. My buddy Pat is usually conservative with his ride height, but I might be able to convince him to go what we call WB slammed, just because when it has the H3 wheels on, it's going to look even better once you eliminate some of the wheel gap on here. So I'm really excited for that. But on our right side, you guys have probably recognized it. Again, if you're big on Instagram and following supercar owners, this belongs to Fish Whips, a friend of the shop. We're going to be doing some Anarchy wheels on it. We might also do more than one Anarchy set of wheels, so that would be pretty cool. Maybe a 3-piece and then a monoblock, or vice versa. But what it's here for today is, if you take a peek over at the hood is popped up just a little bit, so we're doing a tune on this. Now, Ben just came out here, had a good idea. Why don't we race the RS6 Avant versus our GTC4 Lusso, which is already tuned? I think that's a really good idea. Hopefully I am in this car because I think it will be faster. But I'm very, very interested in seeing how this feels with the tune. The current estimates are about 100 horsepower or so. It's probably gonna get it up to close to about 700 horsepower after all is said and done. But I'm very, very excited for that. And also, this is gonna be lowered too before the wheels come. So the wheels take approximately 4 to 5 weeks to manufacture. We ordered them just last week, so it's still gonna be some time for the wheels to come in. But on this occasion, since he already came in for the tune, we're gonna be doing some lowering links and some spacers. Yes, we're doing spacers on this, but it's gonna fill it out a lot better, the wheel wells, once the car is lowered. So I'm very excited for that. I can't wait to see both of these Audi powerhouses after they're done.
Right, Davey? You got your ass whooped.
Oh shit, I forgot my racing gloves.
Well, you would need them.
And my racing boots.
Did you shave your hands?
Shave my hands?
Yeah, you're gonna race.
Be more aerodynamic.
All right, so Dave thinks he's gonna beat me in the RS6.
I am.
I'm gonna rip him apart in the Lusso really quick. We're gonna take a fun drive.
We're gonna need as much help as we can on this, so I'm gonna put this into RS mode right here on the steering wheel. I think this turns it into manual shifting, yeah. Oh yeah, Ben's in trouble. Ben is in trouble. It's gonna be embarrassing for him to be in his little prancing Ferrari, and we're in this station wagon, German engineered super wagon.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
What's the retail on that thing?
More than you can afford, pal.
Never gets old.
Hey, David.
Hey, Emil.
Poor David. Never realizes that I'm always right.
So there you have it. Those are the results of the drag race between the Audi RS6 Avant and the GTC4 Lusso T. I'm surprised, really. I thought that the RS6 would be faster than the Lusso T, but after looking at the numbers afterward, it makes a lot of sense. The RS6 Avant is slightly heavier than the Lusso by about 100 to 150 pounds depending on the spec, and the horsepower figures are about the same. Obviously rear wheel drive versus the Quattro, so off the line I had Ben, but once everything started to get rolling, the Lusso topped out and won the race, really. And I have no excuse because Emil behind the camera was in my car, the RS6, for a little bit. Then he jumped over to the Lusso T, adding weight. I turned off the AC on my car. I did everything that we can do on the RS6 Avant, and it could not win. But funny thing is, that RS6 Avant behind us is not the one that we were using. Here's the one we've been using. So that's also here for a DME Stage 2 tune. So both of the Lusso and the RS6 Avant had the DME tunes, and very, very close race. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Let us know what you think about the results in the comment section below. All right, guys, so we just completed my buddy Pat's 2017 Audi R8 V10 Plus, and it looks incredible on the HRE S101 SCs. He did the gloss black on gloss black finish. We had the assembly bolts hidden. This is a two-piece wheel. I want to get into that a little bit more, but before I do, I also want to talk about the H&R springs. As I mentioned earlier in the video, they're fully adjustable, so it took a little bit of fine-tuning to be able to see what I know my buddy Pat is going to want to do with the front and the rear ride height. So I actually tried to get a little bit lower, as we call it, the WB slammed, but I know that that he doesn't like it way too low, so we did something that was just a little bit smaller? Conservative. Thank you, Emil. A little bit more conservative than what we usually do, but still a little bit lower than the factory height. So let's work on the back wheels. I want to get into a little bit more detail about those S101 SCs. Getting into a little bit more detail with the S101 SC. On the surface, it looks like a three-piece wheel. And for those that haven't seen some of our other videos, I've touched on this before. This is HRE's new S1 SC series. And what that series means is that they're using a new proprietary technology called a forged monoblock rim, or FMR. And so what it is the entire barrel is one piece and the center face is the second piece. So these little rivets and stylistic indentations that you see around the perimeter of the center face is actually a flange that's hiding some assembly bolts in the back. So one piece barrel, and then with the center face mounted onto the barrel. So it's technically a two-piece wheel, even though, as you can see here, it's got floating spokes. So the spokes are not connected to the barrel of the wheel at all, which is really, really cool because it's gonna maintain strength since the barrel is monoblock and forged. And it's also going to be lightweight versus a traditional three-piece wheel. So this is the best of both worlds. It gives you the performance that a one-piece wheel would give you, but it also gives you the look of a multi-piece wheel. So I think it's really, really cool. My client Pat here, he did gloss black for the center, gloss black for the barrel. He really likes gloss black. We've done a couple of cars for him. He's always going with the gloss black. I really do think it's a really good look, especially with this car that is white. You've got the carbon on the side, so it works very well, especially with the carbon wing here. So a little bit more detail about the fitment. This is a 21 by 12.5 rear. Up front, you have a 20 by 9. And then you have a 325, 25, 21 tire. Up front, you have a 245, 30, 20 tire. And if you guys can take a look at how close it is to the caliper, I'm actually gonna pull out a business card that I have. David Nussbaum at WheelsBoutique. And there is only a sliver of space between this. It's actually a really deep concave profile. It will clear those calipers, so it gives you a good look, and it's functional as well. So I just wanted to jump in real quick and make sure that the ride is comfortable, because that's what H&R springs are known for. They're known for giving the clients with, you know, any single vehicle the lowered stance so it looks a lot better, but also maintain a lot of the ride quality that people expect. And since this is an Audi R8, you know, this is one of the everyday supercars, as a lot of people call it. So I think that it is very, very important to maintain that ride comfort. So we jumped in here real quick. We've got kind of a bumpy road on this little section here in front of the shop. There's also some speed bumps and also some inclines and declines to get into the shopping plaza. So that's kind of the telltale sign for these springs. Sometimes if it's too aggressive or it's a spring rate that's too soft, it'll bump, it'll kind of bottom out or scratch some of the components of this fitment. So all in all, right now we're good to go. Doing everything that we need to. Sounds amazing from the V10, naturally aspirated, love those sounds. Rides very, very comfortably. I'm pretty sure that you're not struggling holding the camera still, right? Yeah.
Not even a little.
So feels good. He's gonna be extremely happy with this setup. It looks amazing. Feels great. I'm excited to get this over to my buddy Pat, see what he thinks about the setup, and hopefully down the road get his second car in here, which is an RS6. It's not delivered yet. He did some options on it that have delayed it a bit, but as you can see in our parking lot here, we've got 3 RS6s already We've got Randy's blue one. We've got 2 white ones that look identical. One belongs to Fish Whips. All of them are tuned. Some are getting wheels, some are getting exhaust. I got a red one coming in down from Jacksonville, Florida. So I'm really enjoying this little Audi injection of supercars at WheelsBoutique. All right guys, so that does it for this episode. Leaving the car off here at Detail Boutique so my buddy Nick Mendoza could do some washing so that my buddy Pat could pick it up a little bit later, be happy with how clean it looks. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know what you think about the setup. Let us know what else you want us to see or do on Audi R8s. Thanks.
1, 2, 3, go!